Welcome to the exercise part of the lab. So, what was the aim of this time was we will be looking into set operations followed by join operations. Set operations, it will be union, union all, intersection, minus operations, and second thing, it will be the join operations. What? That is full outer join, left outer join, like, right? So I'm taking up some of the records here. So now you can see here there was a table called as uh, there was a table uh, called as this value uh, create table my student one belongs with an SID then with the S name. Okay, so this is the first key takeaway here. So we are creating a table with two items, that is student identifier and student name. So first one, we created this table. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to insert the values into the table name called as my student, into the table name called as my student. That is with the values 506, 52, 43 and 92, and with the values Premila, Vijaya, Indu and Jansi. So now we are going to insert these four records. So four records are inserted. So next we are going to say whether these records are stored, whether these records are stored in my student one. So we need to select command and verify whether they are going to appear or not. So now you can see whatever four records are there, all the four records, they are existing. All the four records are there and all the four records are being stored in the first database. Okay. Next one. Now let us look with the second table. Let us look into the second table, and in this second table let us create you just write down these numbers 506, 52, 43, 92. You just write down these numbers. Now we will create another table. Another table name was my student 2. Okay, the another table name was my student 2. So here again I'm going to give the same values, integer, that is student ID, another one was student name. Then we are going to insert values of Vijaya, Jansi, Sana and Varshini. So creating the table, that is student 2. So you can see here table 2 was created. Then we are going to work with the four insert commands. We are going to work with the four insert commands. So all the insert commands, if we are going to have a character, then you are going to put it into single quotes. If it is not a character, then that is a numeric value. There is no need of using the quotes. Now you are going to make a run operation. You are going to make a run operation. Hope you can see this table again. You can see this table again, right? So when so what was the second table entities? What are the second table entities? Just write down 52, 52, 92, 93, and 54. Okay, you just write. Now tell me what is set A? Previous table. Student 1. What is set A? 506, 52, 42, 92. Now, what is the things recorded in student 2? 552, 592, 593, 554. Now tell me girls, what is union now? What is union now? So we will put the records like this, okay, for understanding. So 506 is exclusively student 1, right? So what is 506? 506 is exclusive. Is 552 common? Yes. So we are going to put 52 here. Is 42 common? No. Then is 92 common? Yes. Then is 52 common? Yes, we have put it in there. 92 common? Yes. Then we have taken uh, 93 in there. Now tell me union. Union you should get 6, 42, 52, 92, 93 and 54. If you are using an operation called as union all, then the common elements should be repeated for 2 times. That is, you should expect the answer as 6, 42, 52, 92, then again 52, 92 and 93 and 54. If you are going to write the intersection, then you are going to expect the operation as 52 and 92. If you are going to use minus operation between S1 minus S2, then you should expect the record should be with 6 and 42. Okay. Now let us see SQL is also responding in the way what we are expecting, right? So now first one, it is taking up the union operation. It is taking up the union operation. So we will remove all the previous contents. Okay, we will remove all the. Now here is the union operation text. So we are going to work as this union operation. So union operation, it is used to combine relations of 2 or more statements, and if there are duplicates, it is going to be eliminated. So now we will select only this. Now we will select only this, and then that is we make a union operation. So what is the common element we are expecting? If we do union, what records you are expecting? That is, you are expecting 6, 42, 53, 94, 93, 94 and 54, right? Just see repeating the 6 records or not. Yeah, you can see here, right? 6 followed by 43, followed by 52, followed by 54 and followed by 92 and 94. So you are getting the same records. So what is the command to do union? The command to do union was the reserved word called as union. If we are going to use a union between first and second, that you can see here. So this was the query what we are going to select. That is, select from student 1. You call this one as table 1. Select from student 2. You call this one as table 2. Okay. You call this one as table 2. What are the records in table 1? The records in, yes, 6, 52, 43, 92. What are the records in table 2? 52, 92, 93, 54. So now this is select star from student 1, and then we are going to use a reserved word called as union, and you are repeating the query. So this is query from table 1 and the other one was query from table 2. Okay, fine. Now let us look for union all. So when we are going to use this union all operation, you can just put all. You can put just union all here. So if we are going to use union all, what is the answer you are expecting? Instead of 6 rows, so you should get 52 and 92. It is repeating 2 times. We will be getting the duplicates. We will be getting the duplicates. So total number of records you will be expecting 2 more. So that is the answer you are going to expect. So I'm going to select this query here and then executing the contents. So this time you can see it is fed with 8 records, right? The total number of records are 8. When you have run union, the total number of records are 6. So what is the repeating record? Repeating record should be 52, 92, 52 and 92. See whether they are appearing yes or no. So 52 first time. So 52 second time, 92 first time, 92 second time. So it is repeating. Fine. So we worked on union and we worked on union all. So next one, we should have a reserved word called as intersect. Now we are going to use the third reserved word here in place of this is intersect. So now we choose this and we are going to execute the contents. So what is the intersect operation? So we should be getting only 52 and 92, right? So here you can see the content 52 and 92, they are common, right? 52 and 92 are common between two tables, are common between two tables. Therefore, we are going to get these options here. So you can see the first query, select star from my student, that is query number 1. Select star from my student 2, that is query number 2. In between 1 and 2, we are going to put the intersect operator. So that is the set operations we are going to happen. Next one was minus. Next one was minus. So what is minus you are going to expect? So the things only in S1 we are expecting. The things only in S1 are 6 and 42. So only these two elements should occur. So for that, let us see whether 6 and 42 are going to arise or not. 43. So you can see this serial, this student ID is 6 and the student ID is 46, which are going to be part of the set, right? You are going to get this as the part of a set. So only the serial number 43, serial number 43 and 6 are going to be from the set number 1. Only those two are going to occur. Fine. We talked about the 4 type of set operations. We talked about the 4 type of set operations. Now let us work with joins. So now let us work with joins here. So to work with joins, now we will create a table called as my student location. We will create a table called as my student location. So the first table name was my student location. So we are not saving it. And now in my student location, we create an integer and where was her address. So 552 she belongs to K, 592 she belongs to M, 593 she belongs to a place start with A, and 554 she comes from Bhimvaram. In this way we are creating the table. So first table we created with integer as an ID and name with varchar 2. Next one, we are going to use the 4 insert operations. We are using the 4 insert operations here. So we can select all the 4 at a time and thereby we can start executing. So you can see all the 4 insert operations has been processed. Now we need to see whether my location table is created or not. So we can run this table. Now you can write 552, 92, 93 and 54. So we will put this as a snip for our further reference. So this was the table 1. Okay. So 52, 92, 93 and 54. Now let us create one more table. Let us create one more table. The other table was the other table was now we are creating the table name as a student 3, and it is having two fields. First field was SID, second field was SNAME, and then we make 4 insert operations: 52, 92, 93 and 54. Okay, so we create a table here. We create a table. Then we are going to insert the 4 records, and then we want to see whether the table is created or not. So you can see the 4 records again. So now first one was student location, second one was student, yeah. So in this, what are the register numbers? 52, 92, 93, 54. What are the records in 53? 52, 92, 93 and 54. Okay. Now, first one we are going to work on cross product. Cross product, it gives the duplicate records. It is going to giving the duplicate records. That is, we should expect in 16 records should come, because there are 4 here and another one was 4. So total we should expect 16 records may rise. So let us see whether the cross product is going to be taken up between the table 1 and 2. So just verify it. So now you can see the cross product is the result word. So you should remember the term, the result word, cross join. For cross product, we are going to call it as a cross join. So first part, select star from student 3, that is table number 1, and second table was my student location. So between first table and second table, you are going to implement a cross, that is with cross product with cross join. So run. You can see, right? You can see here there are 16 records. There are 16 records. That means duplicate records are going to rise. That is 552 and 552 is a duplicate record, right? It is a self join operation. So in this way we are going to get. So N it is 4, M it is 4. Total you are going to get 16 rows or 16 records. So that was the drawback. So in cross product, you have the duplicate. You are going to have the duplicate values, or you are going to get the duplicate records. To eliminate that, now people went for a word called as joins. To eliminate that, people went with a new concept called as joins. So how the joins are going to be taken up? So before that, what we will do is we will delete a record called as 593. We will delete a record called as 593 for understanding. So now what was the scenario? That is, from location, we are deleting a record called as 593. So you can say that 593 is no more. 593 is no more. We are going to work only with the 3 records. So you will be getting here 3, and here you are going to get 4 records. Okay, we deleted only 1 row. So next one, so after deleting for clear understanding, so what we are going to do is now, what was cross join doing? Now what is your answer? In one it is 3, another it is 4. Then you should get again as n by m. Now you should expect 3 4s are 12. So you should expect 3 4s are 12 records. So you can see here there are 12 records displayed. So to make you understand about the 12, so we are deleting that record. Okay. So up to now we talked about cross joins. Next one, let us talk about equijoin. So in equijoin, it says that in equijoin, it is going to see that the record should be common in both the sides. The record should be common in both the sides. That means you can call equijoin or a inner join as same. And how you are going to implement this equijoin was, you can see this query. The query was select star from my student. This is from table 1. Then we are going to have join student location, that is table 2. Between table 1 and table 2, we are going to make inner join, that is reserved word. This is a reserved word. Next one. What is the condition? Now we are making a condition. What was the condition? The SID should be common. The SID should be equal. The SID must be equal or common and must exist in both the tables, and it must exist in the both the tables. So equijoin sees that whatever SID is there, that should be in the left table and that should be in the right table. Now, what the answer you are expecting? What is common right now? The common is only 92, right? The common is 52. The common is 54. So now you should expect 3 records. So see how it goes. So see how this query is going to execute. So now you can make a run operation here. So is it okay? The common records, have you seen this? The common records are 52, the common records are 92, and the common records are 54. So you have already given this, right? 52 is common, 92 is common, 54 is common. So that's the reason why we are going to use this joins. See, you didn't get null value and null value. The reason was there is only 3 records. The reason was there is only 3 records. That's the reason why you are not able to understand the null usage here. But still, we can try it with another query. So let us see with self join, or let us see with another word called as self join here. So when we are going to, I need some 10 minutes time. Okay, we'll continue. We should finish this topic here. So we are going to work with a self join. So in this self join, we will be getting again 52, 92, and 54. So what is self join? The definition you can see here. Definition, it will be displayed here. So when it is a self join, or it is going to be called as a natural join, it is a type of some inner join, and it is based on column having the same name and same data type is going to be joined. That means I'm going to have a graph like this. Now if I put the self loop A, B, and C, this we call it as self loop, or we are going to call it as self join, as simple as such. Now what are the records in location? There are 3 records. So 3 records are repeated. right? In S location, how many are there? There are 3 records. So it is joining itself. So 3 is joining to itself. There won't be any more contradictions. So we are going to get the same 3 records here. We are going to get the same 3 records here. Now, after this, now, before we move into the 3 interesting joins, left outer join, right outer join, and equi join, these are the core essential parts of joins. What we will do is, we will insert, to understand the usage of null, 4 records. We will insert 4 records. 2 records in my student 3, 2 records in my location. So first I am going to execute 2 records, 19 and 54. 19 and 54 in my student 3. So I will erase here and I will put a new condition here. So I use new, and you tell me the old records, please. What are the old records first? In the relation called as my student 3, yeah, 52, 92, 93, 54. And what are the new records? 19 and 54. So 19 and 54 are going to be the new records. This is student 3. Now what is student location? So what are the records in student location? Only 3 records, right? 52, 92 and 54. What are the 2 new records? 61 and 62. Now we are going to insert 61 and 62, right? So we are inserting 61 and 62. Fine. Now what we have to try? We have to try 3 out joins. The first one, we should try left outer. Second one, we should try right outer. And third thing, we should try full outer. If we are successful with these 3, then the join topic is complete. So now let us see what happens if we are working with left outer join. Is your answer expecting? Things should be in the left hand side and things should not be in the right hand side. If the things are in the right hand side, those should be with the null values. Okay, that is the expectation what we are going to put it. So now we are selecting the query here. We are selecting the query and we start executing the query. Have you seen, girls? Have you seen this? They are dumped with dash. What is the understanding dumping with dash? Dumping with dash is nothing but they are pointing the null values. They are pointing the null values. Is the theory related to the lab? Yes. So what are the 6 records? What are the 6 records we are going to work with? The 6 records we are going to work are 52, 92, 93, 54, 19 and 54. Now, are the records 19 and 93 existing in location? Are the records 19 existing here? No. Are the records 54 existing here? Yes. Yeah. So what was the other record which is not existing? Yeah. The other record was 93. 54 is related. Okay, fine. So now you can see that 93 and the 19, they are not in the second table. So what it is going to show up was the SQL editor. It is going to put blanks. Blanks is nothing but it is going to take up the null values. That is towards the one end. Now let us see what happens if we are working with right outer join. So What is the change you can write? Instead of left, you just change the keyword called as right. Instead of left, you change the keyword as right, and then, yeah, pardon? So instead of left, you just change it to the right and then execute the query. So we get again 6 records. We get again 6 records. Now have you observed? Have you observed the change? What was the change? Earlier, the things which are to the second table, which are to the first table are null, but the things which are towards the second table are going to be pointed as null. You can see here, right? This is null value are going to be pointed out. Null value here, null value, another null value and null value. So you can see the change. These two elements and these two elements, one it is occurring in one side and the null values are occurring in another side. One it does in the left hand side, another it is doing it at the right hand side. So let us see what happens if we are going to work with a full outer join. What we are going to expect the record if we are putting instead of left, right. Now let us and put it as a full outer join. So when we are going to make it as a full outer join, so you just execute the run. Pardon? I will re-execute the command here. Is the full word correct? Full outer join. So we will execute this. Yeah. Now you should understand the entire table setup, right? So this is the final outcome. Now you can see this one end, another end. This is right. These two are pointing. These two records are in one table. These two records are in the another table. So here you are pointing with null, another you are pointing with the null. So this is how joins are going to be implemented as a part of a SQL. So in today's class, we talked about different operations with joins, sets, etc. So we will end our discussion here.